So now, so now what we're gonna do, guys, we're just gonna do stationary pound dribbles. Antonio's gonna do about 25, okay, with his right hand. So he's gonna have his butt down, back up straight. All right, so have your athlete, you gotta have the correct posture. So if you're looking at me from the side, it's like I'm sitting in a chair, okay? Butt down, back up straight, and you're pound dribbling. That ball is coming probably up to the waist level with the right hand. So give me 25 first, okay? 25 dribbles, pound dribbles with the right hand. Good, looking straight ahead at the camera. Good job. As you can see, he's still under control. He's bouncing the ball, okay? He's at a tough pace, good posture. Butt down, back up straight, and he's looking straight ahead, okay? So it's very important for your young athlete to always look straight ahead and learn how to dribble at the same time. Most of the time at this age, 9 years old, kids are dribbling and they're looking at the basketball. Is that 25? Yes. All right, switch to the left, 25. So normally it would be 50. Go ahead. I'm just talking. Normally it would be 50 dribbles, but you know, I just got him doing 25. So as you're dribbling, you want the ball in front of you, okay? Not on the side of you, in front of that left foot if it's the left hand. Dribbling the ball. You're not patting it, but you're pushing it into the ground, okay? All right, good. Now you're gonna do crossovers. So that ball is gonna hit in the middle the same time, okay? So Antonio is gonna do 25. 1, 2, 3, 4, but he's looking straight ahead as he's doing it. All right, go ahead. Good. Still body is stationary. He's not really moving. He's looking straight ahead, okay? All right, and this is just a warm-up, guys, for ball handling. You never want to just jump into the workout. You always got to warm up, okay? Get those juices flowing so you can be ready. All right, you can stop. Okay, so now, okay, what we're going to do, we're going to have that ball in the right hand, okay? And now we're just going to go between cross, looking straight ahead, okay? So give me 15 of those with the right hand. Ready? Good. Stand in place. All right. And this is good for kids who are at home, moms at work all day, dads at work, and you got to make sure that they're going through these videos, doing this workout. I would prefer 3 times a day. Considering I was a former high school All-American, college All-American, played 8 years professionally, I would do this stuff nonstop. I didn't really have any times that I went outside. I just, whenever I felt it, I went. And majority of my time spent at 8, 9 years old was outside. No video games, anything like that. You know, I was just really working on my craft. All right, I'm not telling you to stop playing video games. I'm just saying, if you want to be the best, you have to sacrifice. All right, left hand, same thing. That's only if you want it. Good. Straight ahead. Good job. Good job. Good. Give me about 5 more. Good. And these drills, y'all, he can do at home. They can do this in the driveway all day. I wanted to make this one a little bit more personal. We'll be in the gym, some workouts, but this workout, I want to let you guys know, hey, you can do this right at home, okay? All right, now you got between the leg, behind the back. Same thing, staying stationary. And if they can't do it all in one rhythm, they can take an extra bounce. What extra bounce means is between, behind, bounce, between, behind, bounce. If their ball handling is not that sharp or intact, they can take an extra dribble to gather themselves. Okay, and I'm okay with that too. As you can see, Antonio here, he's moving his foot. That's fine. Okay, about 5 more. Keep the right hand, there you go. Good, see, now he's taking the extra dribble. That's fine too. All right, stop. All right, same thing now with the left hand. Okay, same drill. Okay. Good. Good. Doing these dribbling drills and ball handling, guys, it's only going to make your athlete that much sharper. You know, it's going to take them from here to here. If they're doing this every day, if they're doing it consistently, if they're doing it, you know, on a daily basis, you will see results. All right, good. Stop. Okay, so now we did that stationary. Now we're going to become a little mobile a little bit. So now I'm going to stand probably halfway through the street. And if you're at home, you can just do this in your driveway. So what Antonio's doing, he's going to stand on that end. He's going to come all the way to me. Okay, so I'll be right here. So what he's going to do is he's going to walk to me, but he's doing between cross. Now he kind of want to focus on doing this fast pace or at a full pace. Okay, but walking with it, okay? So it'll look like this, between cross, between cross, between cross, with your eyes up the whole time, okay? So if you're working with your athlete, whether it's his mom or dad, you can stand here, you can say, hey, start there, all right? Get a little distance, maybe 10 feet, 15 feet from him, and then your child can start dribbling towards you. So stand back a little bit more, Antonio, then come to me. Right hand between cross, all the way to me, but looking up at me the entire way. Then once you get here, you're gonna go back and do the same thing with the right hand. Ready? Go. Between cross, good. Everything sharp, smooth, gain speed, gain speed, gain speed, good. Now going back, same hand. Now why would I say gain speed? Okay? I say gain speed because you have to practice at gain speed for it to become comfortable in the game. If you're not doing it game speed and you get in the game and you try to do that between cross fast, it's not going to feel comfortable to you. So now Antonio is going to do the same thing with the left hand. Okay, to me and back. Ready? Go. Good. 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 On the video, you see he's doing right hand and he's doing left hand and he's stopping. But actually at home, okay, you can do this multiple sequences as long as you want to, okay? You could even do this, say, hey, give me 5 reps of right hand down and back. Now give me 5 reps of left hand down and back to lengthen the workout time. Okay, does that make sense? All right, okay, so now, all right, what we're gonna do, okay, you can also get cones. These at Walmart or Target. I think we have an airplane. All right, that's what I love about home videos. All right, they're so personable and they're so real. We got an airplane going by. Okay, so this is what makes it real and what makes what you guys are getting into more believable, more tangible. Man, we can do this at home. Yes, you can do this at home. I want to see everybody doing this at home. Whether if you're in Arkansas, whether if you're in Florida, whether if you're in Tennessee, it doesn't matter, okay? Tony Harris Elite Basketball is everywhere, okay? Now, just a little cone work. I'm gonna put probably about 5 cones, okay? Normally, if we're in the gym or on a regular workout day, I would probably have those cones all the way down because I challenge him, okay? He's a guy, he's gonna play travel ball. He's actually playing travel ball. All right, get right here. And, you know, he's in a more competitive type games. He's always playing older age groups. He's a 3rd grader going into the 4th. And so I would challenge him. So maybe about 7 to 8 cones would be good, would be suffice. So now we're just working on ball handling, and the cones always represents defenders, okay? So what Antonio is gonna do, he's gonna one dribble and cross over, but as he's crossing over, he's going to the other side of the cone and moving upward, okay? So he's gonna cross, one dribble, cross, one dribble. As he's crossing, he's getting through the cone. So this is teaching your athlete how to have controlled ball handling, getting through the cones, getting past defenders while looking straight ahead at the same time. All right? Ready? Go. Good. One triple cross. Good. One triple cross. Good. One triple cross. Good job. Good job. Good job. Now he's going to do the same thing going back. Ready? Go. One triple cross. One triple cross. He's getting through. Good. 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 All right. Same drill, same sequence. Now we're going between the legs. So we're one dribble between the legs. All right. You're always taking that one dribble on the outside of the cone. Okay. All right. Ball shouldn't be going higher than your waist. Ball should be waist level on down. All right. Let's go. Let's see it. Good. Good. You can see he's splitting his legs on the outside of the cone so he doesn't kick the cones. Okay. All right. Now we're going same thing, coming back. Ready? Go. All right. Good. Good. All right, guys. Normally when we do this, I do crossovers. I do between the legs and then behind the back last. Well, actually crossovers between the legs, behind the back, and then we do a combination of all 3 moves, okay, at the end. So If it's crossovers, we go down and back. So that's actually one set, for each skill set. So with the between the legs, you can have your athlete go down and back. Okay, so they're doing it 2 times. And if you don't like it, you can always tell them, hey, that's a little sloppy. Let's repeat that between the legs, down and back again. Okay, so you can never get enough of this. Okay, so you really want to start the workout at least spending about 25 to 30 minutes in ball handling. So what I've shown you guys, everything that I've shown you up until this point, okay, needs to be at least about 30 minutes, because this is the warm-up. Okay, all right, ready? Now we're at behind the back. 1 dribble behind the back. Ready? Go. Behind the back. Okay, good. Good. Good job. Good job. Same thing going back. Okay. Good. See, he's getting on the outside of the cone. All right. He's keeping his head up. He's not looking at the basketball. Good job. All right. Last but not least, combination. He's going to do a different move in between the cones. Okay. At every cone he gets to. He's got crossovers. What else you got?
Behind the back.
Behind the back. What other move? Crossovers behind the back.
Between the legs.
Between the legs. Good. So you got 3 different moves. So those are considered multiple moves. Okay? Because if your young athlete is in the basketball game, a coach I used to have back in the day said, man, you got to have all your tools in the tool belt, because you don't know when you're going to need to use a different tool. Tools meaning different moves. You got to cross over between legs, behind back. You don't want to be one-dimensional. You just don't want to be out there just crossing over. Okay? You might want to go between the legs and behind the back. You got to have more moves in your arsenal, okay, to get you to a place where you can get to elite status. You can't get to elite status if you don't master the fundamentals of using multiple moves. All right, let's go, Antonio. Go. Good. Being able to use multiple moves can pretty much create any shot that he wants on the basketball floor. If he's using multiple moves, it's not limiting him, okay? All right, he's not limited. You're limited if you can only do one move, if you're just doing crossovers, okay? You gotta be more elusive, okay? Your game has to have a little bit more flair to it, okay? All right? Ready? Go. Good. Behind the back. Good. Between the legs. Good. Good job, good job, good job. So in sequence, we're doing that over and over again, okay, guys? Over and over again. That's just a little ball handling, okay? Now, okay, we're gonna do ball handling, okay, with creating your own shot. But before I get into making the moves, into making shots, I always take him through a little warm-up shooting, okay? Because he hasn't took a shot yet, right? All right, he hasn't taken a shot yet. We should be about at the how many minute mark?
We are approaching 14 minutes, Coach.
See, that's good. See, that's good. Okay, we almost done for this first workout. Look at that. We almost done.
And Mom, it's okay for you to be the film person.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so now right here, and this actually, we got about 2 more drills, and then that'll be the workout. So if they're doing everything that I showed you in sequence, it's gonna take some time. It should take a little bit over an hour. So your athlete shouldn't be watching this video and then coming in 20 minutes. No, they didn't spend enough time doing these different drills. They got to do the drills until they perfect the drills, until the drills look sharp, or they're done with precision. Okay. All right. So now, all right, we do warm-up shots right in front of. Antonio always like to go to the 3-point line, but I tell him, I said, before you start shooting, you got to start in and then work your way out. That's how you develop a touch on your shot. You don't develop your touch started. I know a lot of kids, as soon as they get into the gym or they come outside, they take the longest shot, okay? But to get in a rhythm, you have to start close and work on your form and work on the fundamentals first, and then work from inside out. All of the great teachers will tell you that. But first, before we do anything, we have to work on alignment. What is alignment? Have you ever had a car and you let go of the wheel and you were driving and it was going this way to the left? Then something's wrong with that alignment. So alignment, I want y'all to remember this, this word alignment. So alignment is important in everything in basketball. Even when you're shooting the basketball, you have to be aligned. Aligned with the basket, just like the car. Alignment equals success. So if I'm aligned with the basket, then I'm putting myself in a position to be successful to make the shot. Alignment means if the ball is here, okay, and a pass is coming from here, from Antonio, and I'm meeting the pass, and I turn and catch, my feet, shoulders, hips, everything has to be aligned with the basket. So if I'm aligned, then 9 times out of 10, my percentage is gonna be high. But if I'm catching the basketball at 8, 9 years old, and my feet is over here, and the ball is here, and my hips are here, then the ball is probably gonna go wherever the alignment is. So when people miss, hey, it's too far to the right, or it's too far to the left, maybe something's wrong with the alignment. If you let go of the wheel, it goes to the right, maybe the alignment is off on the right side. Does that make sense? Okay.
Yes.
So right here, Antonio, he's got his feet spread, shoulder length apart. He knows this because this is what we do all day long. It's about the fundamentals. So he catch, and he just takes the shot, follow through. And that's it, just taking easy shots. All right, normally I'll get him to make about 20 shots before we actually get into the workout, so he can get his shot warmed up, okay? But we're not gonna go 20, okay? All right, good. Follow through. As you notice, he's following through on every shot, and his hands are like this because he's actually prepared to receive the ball. If his hands are down, he'll probably have a bloody nose, okay? So he has to be prepared before the ball comes. So the right hand is toward me, right? And the left hand is how? On the side of the ball. Exactly. So you're ready to catch. And he's following through up top, okay? Like as he's trying to get into a cookie jar. That's perfect form. When your child shoots, they need to have the perfect rotation. This is rotation, is a backspin. Because if it's backspinning, if it's coming like this, the ball should be spinning towards him. The ball shouldn't be spinning towards the front, okay? That means he's not putting the ball at the top of his palms, and it's not coming off the edge of his fingertips like this. So if the ball is rolling, coming off the fingertips, look at that backspin. It's coming back, right? Okay? Make about 2 more, then we'll get into the workout, and we'll be finished. Good. 1 more. All right. Good. Antonio should be warmed up. All right. So now we're going to go off the dribble. And now I've added the last drill according to what we've already been working on. So we were doing crossovers between the legs, behind the backs. Okay, now I'm going to set up the cones to do it in a diagonal way. Okay, so as if you're going up the court, because as you know, young athletes, when they go up the court, everybody don't just go up the court straight. All right, the cones represents defenders. So he might go to the right, but when he goes to the right, he has to use that move between the legs. When he goes to the left, he might have to go behind the back. Okay, and the cones represents defenders that is cutting him off at a certain point on the basket, and he has to switch hands and use his moves that we've been working on and to get into his shot to end the drill. Okay, so that's what we're working on. We're just implementing what he did at the beginning of the workout towards the end. Y'all like how I did that, right? I get up and start back, put a little spacing in between the cones. All right. So the first skill set, right here. And you can space these out, or sometimes you can put them close. Okay. All right. So what he's gonna do now, okay? You can say, hey, I want you to make 5 shots, doing all crossovers through this. Or you can say, I want you to make, then once they make 5, you take them to between the legs. They have to do the same drill, but between the legs at each cone. And then the last one is behind the back. And then the one after that is multiple, between the legs, crossover, and behind the back. A combination of all the 3 moves that we've been working on, and they have to make 5. So if you're doing 5 of each, 5, 10, 15, that's 20 shots, that's 20 makes. So that's a lot of work, y'all. But guess what? That's what it takes, okay? So that's why you signed up with Tony Harris Elite Basketball, because we're not like anybody else, okay? We're gonna push you to the next level and get your child to where they need to be. So crossovers at every cone, and come in and finish with the jump shot. Ready? Go. Good. Eyes up. Good. Nice. Good. It's all right. Good. Good shot. You can't make them all, but that's why we're in Tony Harris elite basketball. Go. Good. Eyes up. Good. That's 2. All right, now between the legs. I'll just let you do 2 of each. Okay? Good. Eyes up at all times. Good. All right, now let me ask you a question, Antonio. Why do I say eyes up as you're dribbling through the cones? Why is that important?
When you like doing the twin legs,
Talk up.
when you doing the twin legs, then when you jump shot and your head is down, you maybe not gonna know where like the goal at,
Yeah.
or you maybe not gonna know somebody's maybe just gonna come up and try to steal your ball.
That's 2 good points. You're smart. It seems like you've been in Tony Harris elite basketball for some time now because of your knowledge and IQ of the game. You're right. And also, you might have a teammate in a game-like situation that might be open, right? Saying, hey, Antonio, pass me the ball. But if your head is down, you're not going to see him, right? So good job. Good answer, man. Go. Eyes up. Cover some more ground. Step in a little closer after that last shot. Look like you shoot the 3. Come in towards the mid-range. Good. Come on, snap it. Good. There you go. Good. Nice. Good. All right, behind the back on this one. Behind the back on this one. Snap it quick. You want to snap. Change the direction. Snap. Good. Good. Get in. Follow through. Nice. Good follow through at the end, Antonio. All right. One more like that. Man, you're looking good. You make me look good. 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 Eyes up. Good. Follow through. Good. Nice. I like that follow through at the end. Okay. All right. Now make me 2, but give me a different move at each cone. Crossover between the legs, behind the back. Good. Good. No crossover, but that's okay. I'll take it. All right. Give me add the crossover in there. Make one more. Make one more. Done. Good. 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 Follow through. Come on, we got to end on a good note. We got to end on a good note, Antonio. Take me home. Good. For everybody in America. Okay? Nice. Good. Good job. Good job. Good job. Good job, man. Good job. There you go. Great job. Great work. All right? And as you see, I'm talking him through the workout. I'm like a commentator. I'm like an analyst. I'm like Stephen A. as he's going through the workouts because I'm getting him to a point where his imagination is taking him to, if whatever his dreams may be, he wants to play in the NBA. He says it all the time. Dad, I know I'm getting to the NBA. I know. So whatever your child's dream is, man, you got to stroke that ego. If you got to be the commentator, if you got to be the analyst while they're working out, do that. Okay? Make their dream come to reality. Okay, that's what we do here. Make their dreams come to reality. Now, after all of those sequence of drills, I would at least say shoot 20 free throws at the end. So I would have your young athlete, after all of that, shoot 20 free throws at the end. Okay, see what's their ratio. How many did they make? Okay, whether they're 10 for 20, whether they're 11 for 20. I always set the bar at least about 15 out of 20 shots. Okay, we at least want to get them to shoot 75% or higher. So 15 out of 20, okay? Well, that's going to be the bar. You want to set the bar because you want them to be working on consistency. You want them to be working on alignment, all of these things, okay? Getting on their toes when they shoot, following through on the shot, okay? Everything that I said, take every detail, all right? And don't take it for granted, okay? I'm a very detailed guy. All right, I had to be if I was a top 24 player in the country and the #1 point guard in the country. Okay, I had to be very detailed. Okay, and so with that being said, that concludes the video on today. I know you guys are excited. You guys are ready to get going. Man, I hope this helps. Okay, and they can do this multiple times a day, multiple times a week. Sometimes, kids will say, hey, put another video up. No, you haven't mastered the first one yet, okay? So they should be doing this same workout. I'll drop another workout next week, okay? But they should be working on these same drills countless times throughout the day, okay? Some kids are gonna work at their own pace, all right? But you're gonna have some kids out there that are gonna say, man, you know what, I'm doing this all day. I'm gonna go do it for an hour, I'm gonna come back, get a 2-hour break, I'm gonna come back another hour and do it again. They're gonna do that all. That's the type of kid that I was. So if you really wanna see the results and you really wanna see it work, man, they have to be doing this continuously, daily. And what better to do it than the summertime? My name is Tony Harris. I'm representing Tony Harris Elite Basketball. I'm out.
All right. And who are you, guy?
Antonio Harris.